Hey everyone, I'm Molly and welcome to your practice. Today we're going to do a short feel-good movement practice, some yoga postures, some flow, some breath, and just some space. Let yourself meet yourself where you are on the daily, on the weekly, whenever you can. It's really beneficial. You don't have to be good at yoga to be here. You just have to commit to meeting yourself with honesty, with kindness, with curiosity. And oftentimes this can really benefit us off the mats in our relationships, with our habits, and just kind of how we meet the world. You don't need anything. If you like to practice with props, blocks, or bolsters, grab that, but you don't necessarily need it. And let's get started in a tabletop. Shoulders are stacked over wrists and hips are stacked over knees. Take a few moments just to kind of shift your weight side to side, feel out your hips, your shoulders. Of course, if you want to place a blanket underneath your knees for some more cushion, that's a good option as well. And then find some stillness. Gaze down at your hands, spread your fingers a little bit wider and really press down through your palms. Tuck your toes for some balance and support. Then we'll move through cat-cow. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, and lift your gaze up to the sky as you pull your heart through your shoulders. Exhale, push the ground away, round through the back body, and tuck your tailbone in between your legs. Curl your chin into your chest. Inhale, open up into your cow pose, arching through the spine. Exhale, compress, round into cat pose. Close your eyes if you'd like. This is always a good opportunity to move your way into any nooks and crannies and just kind of explore. You don't have to do linear cat-cow. You can do whatever movements feel good for you. Inhale, open up. Exhale, push and round, and really ride the whole length of your inhales and exhales. Let the breath be the thing that guides your movements instead of your mind. One more round. Come back to neutral spine and then kickstand your right foot out to the right side. Extend your left leg long to the back of the mat and seal your inner foot down. Push down through your right hand, open your left hand up to the sky. This is our modified side plank. Take a breath in, stretch long through your fingertips. Engage your glutes to press your hips forward. And then exhale, maybe your bicep frames your ear as your left fingertips reach to the top of the mat. Big side body stretch through the whole left side of the body. Ground down through your left pinky toe and find that length through the leg, the side of the waist, the rib cage, and all the way through the arm. Breathe in here. Breathe out, bend into your left knee. Point your toes to the back of the mat and sit your right hip to your right heel. Sage posture, hands to heart center. Good, back to our modified side plank. Right hand plants, left leg straightens, big side body stretch. Exhale, sage pose, left knee bends, toes point to the back of the mat. Hips sink down, so you're in this half squat posture, hands to heart center. Take an extra inhale, lift your heart up into your thumbs, crown of the head reaches high. As your hips sink low. Exhale, hands frame your left foot at the back of the mat. We're gonna pivot into a low runner's lunge. So now your right toes extend to the front of the mat. We're facing the back. Hands are on either side of your left foot. Great place for some blocks underneath each hand. Crown of the head tucks forward. As you inhale, drop your hips down. As you exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Straighten-ish into your left leg, walk your hands back. As your hips hover over your right knee. Inhale, walk forward, bend into your left knee, low runner's lunge. Exhale, half splits. Really gentle, really easeful. Not pursuing the greatest stretch. Your maximum range of motion. One more round of each. Just exploring our body and our breath. Letting these postures feel good and fluid. Rebend into your left knee. Plant your hands and then step your left knee back to meet your right. In our tabletop pose, this time facing the back of the mat. Take those shifts from side to side. Good. This time we're going to do some side bending. If you'd like to do another round of cat-cow, that's amazing as well. Otherwise, tuck your toes, and as you inhale, bring your left hip bone and right hip bone and right shoulder towards each other as you send breath into the left lung, finding a side stretch through the left side body. Exhale through center. Inhale, left shoulder and left hip bone magnetize towards each other as you fan out across the right rib cage. And exhale through center. Inhale, side bend to the right. Your head and neck can follow. Exhale, center. Inhale to the left. Take these as kind of gentle rocking motions. Focusing on your breath into the belly, into the rib cage, into the back body, the back of the sports bra. Good. Let's go one more on each side. Again, you can close your eyes and really feel the depth of each posture, the exploration between the shapes. As you're ready, we'll meet back in our center tabletop pose. Kickstand your left foot out to the left side, extend your right leg long, modified side plank. Left hand plants and right fingertips reach up to the sky. Gaze follows your right thumb. Breathe in here. Press your hips forward, open and expand. And exhale, reach your right hand to the back of the mat so your bicep is framing your ear. Side body stretch. Big breath in to stretch from right pinky toe all the way through right fingertips with a long line of your body. Exhale, right toes point to the front of the mat. Bend into your right knee and sit your left hip down to your left heel as hands come to heart center. Sage posture. Good. Re-extend right leg. Replant left hand. Stretch long in your modified side plank. Exhale, sage pose. Hold for an extra breath here. Breathe down into your pelvic floor. Let your hips soften and relax. Exhale, turn to the top of the mat. Hands frame out your right foot. Low runner's lunge. Pivot your left toes back underneath your body. 3 rounds, flossing out the hips as you inhale. Drop your hips low to whatever extent that feels good for you. And actually think about moving the knee, if you can, if you don't have pain, past the right toes for some good ankle dorsiflexion or a calf stretch. And exhale, half splits. Fingertips walk back. Hips are hovering over the left knee or the left heel as you find some sense of straightening into the right leg. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, half splits. One more round with your gentle breath and your fluid movement. Always have the option to open your mouth on your exhale and sigh it out. Last time, re-bend into your right knee. Plant both hands and then step your right knee to meet your left. Tabletop pose. 5 breaths to do whatever you want to do. I recommend closing your eyes. Some combination of cat-cow or side bending or shifting through your hips or barrel rolling through your rib cage. Your option here. Last inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Untuck your toes. Send your hips back to your heels and your knees out wide. Arms stretch forward, reaching long through the sides of the waist. And forehead rests down. Close your eyes. If you want to find more ease, you can rest your forearms and elbows down. Just be here, enjoy this sense of grounding. Maybe a sense of stability or rest. See if you can send your breath along the back line of the body. So really expanding out through the back line. And then exhale, relax back to center. Inhale to inflate the lungs, the rib cage, the sides of the waist, the belly, the back body. And exhale, stay. Big breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Bring your shins and your knees to parallel, so a little bit narrower. And your hands to your feet or to the backs of your thighs. We're going to move into a rabbit pose. So instead of resting on the forehead, roll your weight forward so that's on the crown of your head. If your arms are long enough to reach your heels, great. If they're not, don't worry about it. Find some traction with your arms against your legs and then round through the back body. Really pressing the back of the heart up to the sky. Seeing if this changes your breath. Good. Next, we'll move into puppy pose. So kind of the opposite. Instead of really rounding through the back of the heart, we're gonna let it melt down towards the mat. So hips are stacked over knees. Walk your hands forward to the very top of the mat. And then see if you would like to rest your forehead, your chin, or your chest onto the mat. You could also prop something underneath your chest if you want to bring the ground up to you. Press down through all 10 fingers and wrap your outer armpits down. Simple breath in and out. See if you can become a little bit heavier and more relaxed. Simple breath in and out. Good. Cross your ankles. Walk your hands back underneath your body and then come to a seat at the back of the mat in Sukhasana, which means easy seat. If you want to sit up onto a bolster or a block, bring your hips higher than your knees. That might feel nice. And doesn't matter which shin is in front, we're going to do both. And take some spinal waves or rolls or circles. Just some free movement here. Maybe hollowing out through the belly and then dipping the chest forward, or doing cat-cow type movements. Switch the cross of your legs if that matters to you. Sometimes it can change the way our hips are aligned and how our spine feels from there, or sometimes it doesn't really matter. Whatever feels good for you, about 5 more breaths. Using this as a place of curiosity and exploration, simply into whatever feels good. Before we find one final stretch, and then our resting pose. Good. Uncross your legs, scoot your bottom forward, and then lay down onto your back. Knees are still bent. Soles of the feet are planted on the ground. Bring them a little bit wider within hip width distance, and then take some windshield wipers, dropping knees over to the right, through center, and then over to the left. This might feel like a gentle hip opening, or it might feel really good for your low back. It can be as subtle or as big of a movement as feels right for you. Next time your knees drop to the right, extend your left leg or your left arm out to the side. Really gentle twist here. 3 breaths. And then move your knees through center, drop them over to the left, and then extend your right arm long as your left hand comes to your body. Gentle twist, 3 breaths. Good, move back through center. Keep your feet wide and then knock your knees in towards the center. Place your hands, palms facing down on your belly or your chest. Get out any wiggles you'd like. And then as you're ready, close your eyes down and feel yourself kind of sink into this space for a few moments of silence. Gift yourself stillness without any expectations or timelines or demands from your practice, other than the promise to just stay committed to showing up and seeing where it takes you. If your mind is wandering, you can always bring it back to trace the rhythmic pattern of your breath without controlling it or forcing it. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Rest your bones a little bit heavier for just one more moment. See if you can soften through your face and your jaw, your shoulders. If you're in a place where you can stay here longer, really soak this up and stay. If you are wanting to transition out, let's take a nice full body stretch. So extend your heels long and your hands overhead. Take a big breath in, like you're doing your morning stretch, and then exhale. Drop everything, sigh it out. Keep your eyes closed if you can, and then roll onto one side. Eventually come up into a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. And then notice how you feel in your body. Maybe a little bit more open or activated, or like your breath can circulate through your body better. Maybe notice how your mood and energy and nervous system feels. This can go any of a number of ways. No right or wrong. As you're ready, bring your hands to touch in center, and they can come to your heart or to your forehead, your third eye center. There really is no rush to leave this space, but if you're ready, you can start to slide your hands along your thighs and maybe slowly blink your eyes open halfway and then all the way, taking in the room around you or the outdoors around you, just noticing what you can see or hear or smell while also staying connected to you. So how can we meet the outer world with staying present in our bodies, in our minds, in the intention center of our heart, our connector, in the energetic layers of us. Yoga doesn't have to look a certain way. It certainly has changed a lot for me. I used to do the 60-minute vinyasas, hardcore, trying to do all the big postures like wheel pose and bird of paradise. And if that is what you love, then great. This space is going to be more of gentle, feel-good movement, relatively short. I'm a new mom, new-ish, of a 1-year-old son, and yoga has become just a simple place for me to do some feel-good stretches in my body and find some sort of stillness, silence, or connection with my breath for 15 or 20 minutes at the end of the day. And it helps me feel really grounded and healthy. So I hope you can find that here as well. I hope you can find some sense of presence, of congruence with, like I said, your inner and outer self, and maybe some sense of freedom, learning how to let go of the ties of what calls us all the time, and choosing to find some sense of freedom in how we move, how we think, how we speak and love and act. And yeah, it's always just little glimpses of that because, of course, life comes and goes and meets us in various ways, but this is a great place to be. So I hope you come back. I hope you feel good in your body and in your energy, and thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.